Okay.
Yeah. Like I've been had the YouTube, but oh yeah, we are live, y'all. Let's see. Let's okay. Yeah, it says we live. All right, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna give it just like a few minutes and let people hop in. Oh yeah, I'm looking on Facebook now, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna
yep, I
share
can
it.
see it. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. We gonna give it like a couple minutes. Um, to let everybody hop in. Come on in, everybody. So, all right, let's kick it off. Happy Thursday. What is up? So, whoever been following me know that this is not my usual space, not my usual slot. However, this will continue to be my regular space of where I will be conducting my show and doing all things as it pertains to women empowerment, the whole evolution of a woman, empowering young girls and supporting women, and especially Black women. So, in case you do not know, I am no longer on WJZZ, and this is why. Because I refuse to tolerate any type of disrespect from any individual on this earth. I have worked too hard on my platform, on my name, on my brand, and just reaching back to empower young girls, especially in our Black and Brown communities, to allow anyone to disrespect me. So, being said that, if I continue to go forward and support this or ignore this, I will be a hypocrite to my brand. And I will be a hypocrite to those that I serve and to those who I support. So today we're talking about protecting the Black woman and standing up for the Black woman. And I just want to say, shout out and much love and respect to Nicholas Buckingham of Michigan Liberation for just his continued support with this whole situation. So I got my girl Rocky, who was like the first on the scene, texting at 8 o'clock in the morning, like, yo, what up? So what's up, Rocky?
Hey, boo. Hey, what up, though? I mean,
What's
When I saw
up?
his stat, I was like, oh shit, wait a minute now. And I was wondering if you had experienced, I didn't know it was you. I
Yeah,
was wondering if you had experienced um this treatment from what is his name? The station owner. Are we naming him?
Roger.
Roger.
I mean, First Amendment says freedom of speech.
Right, we putting it out there. Roger, what's his last name? I'm trying to remember.
Peace something out.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look up the screenshot, but that's why I tagged you in the stat to say, okay, has this been your experience? I'm just wondering. And then when you text me back like that was me, I was like, okay. And I have to say I wasn't like surprised because of what happened when I was supposed to be on your show a little while back. He didn't show that much regard for you then, so I was like, okay, but then when I heard a little bit more, I said, okay, this is just, I mean, it's just commonplace now for women to be disrespected. It's just commonplace. So I hate to say I
Why
wasn't
is that
surprised.
cool?
Right, but I hate to say I wasn't surprised, but I am still just as upset and just repulsed by it, especially someone who you're paying your money to.
Yeah, it's just it's unnecessary. The whole situation was unnecessary, um, uncalled for, unprofessional, all of the above. And again, but yet this goes on every day amongst women, Black women, white women, but majority Black women, and I mean, Malcolm X said it best: the most disrespected person in America is the Black woman, the most unprotected woman in America, most unprotected person in America is the Black woman, the most neglected person in America is the Black woman. And, it's almost as if this is what, you and I have been fighting for the longest. This is how I met you because it was women empowerment, supporting women, getting behind women, no matter what their backstory is, because we all got a story. So just being able to lend that support, the emotional support, the physical support, whatever the case may be, as it pertains to women empowerment, just be able to reach back, to our younger generation and say, okay, you know what? One day I'm going to get old and it's going to be your turn to hold it down.
Yeah.
So if we don't empower our youth, our young girls, then what are we doing? If we allow us to be disrespected, what are we showing them?
Absolutely. And by the way, his name is Roger Penzabene.
Okay.
Penzabene,
So like,
Penzabene Jr. Roger Penzabene Jr. So that's with RODGER Roger. So if y'all know Roger, let him know he is on notice for disrespecting Black women. I was not there, and I'm glad that Nicholas, as a Black man, and this is what I love when Black men check each other, because that's what needs to happen. Like, as Black women, it's always gonna, or a lot of, not always, but it's a lot of times going to be seen as us just bitching, we're being too sensitive, or whatever thing that minimizes what we are dealing with. But I appreciate when a Black man, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be, because we, of course, have learned to advocate for ourselves. But a lot of times that's why we become portrayed as that angry Black woman, because we are so vigilant and on guard, because the men aren't protecting us. So, but I have to say, as a matter of fact, my husband that's part of the reason why I married him, because he was about protecting me and ensuring that I felt comfortable and that I felt secure. So those are the type of men, him and Nicholas. Shout out to Nicholas Buckingham for that, because I was really, when I read his stat, I was like, go, Nick, go. I really putting it out there, like, look, on this Monday morning, tap, tap, this is some bullshit that's going on and that we have seen. And that happens with Black women all the time, where we are, we are stigmatized. And shout out to Plies, his video. I don't know if you saw it yesterday, where he was talking about how he was saying how
I had to go check it out.
Message to white people, as far as when you see a group of Black women out in a certain atmosphere, and it's like they are in wonder as to why we're there. And I don't know if this has happened to you, but this has happened to me often, where they'll come up and say, oh, what's the occasion? Like, does it have to be an occasion for Black people to be here enjoying what you're enjoying? Our money is just like yours. So I've had that happen several times when I've been at restaurants, a nice restaurant, or when I went on a girls' trip to Dominican Republic a few years back. It was about 9 of us, and people were just in awe, like, oh, all these Black women traveling together. So shout out to Plies, who said that that's disrespectful. That's just, it's a microaggression. It's pretty much just a covert way of you saying, you Black, we don't think you should be here, which is bullshit. It's just bullshit. And especially as Black women, they're looking at us like, oh, what y'all doing here? So it's just, it's like so many layers that we have to deal with, and to have to deal with it from our own Black men who are supposed to be protecting us. It's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. So
yeah, and like you said, the role of the man is supposed to protect, right? That is your job. If nothing else, you should be able to protect women. So for a man to disrespect a woman, but this is the killing part. When another woman is in a room and think it's okay for a man to disrespect a woman.
Wait a minute, can we get a recap right quick for people who may have missed? Just give us a little, 20-second snapshot of what happened that day.
Man, it happened so fast. Okay, like, I go in regular time, get there early as always. First thing you said was your show don't start till 5:00. I'm aware of this. I come every day at the same time because I'm getting off work.
It's called prep.
Right? I get there. He comes
So this
in.
is him. He greeted you saying your show don't start till 5. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. So I go inside the studio or whatever, you know me, I'm playing with my makeup, doing, whatever. Nick had already chimed in, logged in or whatever. He come in, where's your guest? He's not on, in the queue or whatever. But he had already been there for maybe about 5 minutes. Some audio stuff, the monitor wasn't working. Yeah.
So not only you just got the stuff working, and let's rewind a little bit because I wanted to rewind a little bit to when I was supposed to appear.
Because when you was there,
what was it? August? I think it was August because I think it was right before I left to take my daughter down to school. And that's why we couldn't reschedule quick because I was in Atlanta for like 2 weeks. But that then the energy then I wasn't feeling it. Like for you, I was like, okay, I'm here for Ivy, but the way, he didn't have it set up then. We were scrambling then. And that's just like, if I'm paying you, you need to be there providing a service and not acting like I'm doing you a favor. So we end up not even doing the show because he didn't have it together. So then now fast forward to this past day, this incident, and he still ain't got the shit together. And then you got the nerve to be disrespectful. So was it like after your stuff wasn't working? Is that when he went into the tirade? Or I think Nicholas was saying because of the technical issues, he was kind of losing his temper. Roger was losing his temper and pretty much taking it out on you.
Yeah, but see, he didn't know that, the cameras were still rolling and Nick was able to see and hear everything.
Mm-hmm. And that's what that was meant to be. So so a witness could be there. But you saying another woman was there too?
It was full of people. It was people there. It was people there. It was just like, okay. I guess we just get ready for the next show.
And so obviously I see some people chiming in. This Riley is saying dude was absolutely disrespectful. Not every man believes a man is supposed to protect a woman. Oh, what the fuck y'all supposed to do then? I mean, excuse me. What is the purpose? I mean, because from
what is your point?
Right. I mean,
why are you here?
You believe in the Bible from creation. That's what a man.
Oh, but they want a woman to be submissive, though.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what?
They want a woman to be submissive, but it's a problem.
We will gladly do that when you doing what you're supposed to do as a man. When you're leading, when you are showing up as a man, when you are making sound decisions, when you are apologizing when you've made a mistake, when you are making choices that are not selfish, when you are being respectful. Yeah, we love to submit. No doubt. Now, it's definitely a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. It's a struggle. But why would a woman want to submit to you if you are being disrespectful, if you are not leading?
If you're not leading and protecting. But see, this is where, the theory of the angry Black woman comes into play. Why she angry.
And sometimes we have a right to be angry, though.
Are we angry or are we disappointed?
I think both. I mean, anger is a secondary emotion. A lot of people don't realize that you don't just get angry. There is something that's happened.
I wake up like this.
Right. You've either been disappointed, you're frustrated, you're sad, you're scared. Something else is happening that's triggering the anger. It's not like you just getting angry. You're fearful, you're anxious, something is triggering the anger. And when a Black woman has anger, my issue is too, other women of other races have anger issues too. Okay, we both.
So we ain't just the angry Black woman, though.
We as social workers, as a social worker, I've worked with women of all races, in all socioeconomic backgrounds. And I've seen just as many crazy ass white women. And y'all better be, those of y'all who watch Snapped know white women to kill your ass. At least a black woman, you know she coming for you. You know we gonna come for you. White woman will be slick on that ass and poison you while you trying to eat. Okay, so she angry too.
She been watching Snap, y'all.
Blowing out, right? She blowing out tires too. But trust and believe, I have seen many a Latinx woman mad as hell. I've seen Asian women mad as hell. So it's not just black women, but of course, it's what the propaganda puts out there. And some of us do have attitude problems. Now, let's be real. Some of us do have stank attitudes that we need to check. I'm gonna give us that. But also,
where that stank attitude comes from?
Exactly. It's right. We got a whole.
We got a whole lot going on.
But my thing is, I don't want to always just make that as an excuse, like, oh, we went through slavery and all of that stuff. But there are reasons and shit we have to deal with that people don't have to deal with on a regular basis. Like black women, in a sense, we're the lowest on the totem pole.
We are.
Now, black men, y'all get it, but y'all still are men. As I've explained.
We was the last granted the right to vote. We was the last ones to vote. After we were the one that marched that demanded that women had the right to vote. In 1920, we still wasn't granted the right to vote, even though we were on the forefront of the movement.
Right. And we still are to this day. Just like we the ones who saved the election. Just like we the ones who, I mean, we the ones who are mobilizing. We the ones feeding the people going out there. We the ones who are passing the messages around that, hey, this meeting is going to happen. So, but I do love being a black woman. I love being
absolutely. I wouldn't trade it in for the world.
I mean, I do. I feel like we are part of an elite group in a way because we just find as frog hair. You know, we just. I mean, look at us. We different shapes and shades. Our hair can be different. We are we are making billions of dollars as fempreneurs. I mean, we out here shutting shit down, and I'm proud as a black woman, but I feel like at times it's always this having to prove our value, and that aggravates me because I don't feel others have to prove their value as much or have to control their emotions as much when we are negotiating and when we are maneuvering. We don't have to, and you know, and not only when we're showing up in the professional space, but in the personal space too, with our girlfriends as well. It's always that, you know, seemingly competition, collaboration, always those things we're fighting as well. And then also trying to keep our men uplifted as well and take care of our children and our moms and dads. And so we serve so many roles that get layered when we go out into the public space, and we have to go and advocate for our loved ones, and we have to deal with the racism and the microaggressions and bullshit from the public. So it's just like, it's a lot of stuff that's toppled on us. So that's why we have to really be grateful for the space that we can feel, and also let people know that this is what we're doing. This is what we represent, and we should be respected for that. That should be recognized.
Yeah, and you know what? And as a social worker, you know that burnout is real because oftentimes, you know, we have what is it called? The superwoman syndrome, where we're expected to do and be everything for everybody. And honestly, we put ourselves last. We put ourselves last, you know, I'm not married or a mother, you know, but for you, Rocky, you know, you have a family, you know, and like that superwoman syndrome, because it's like, shit, you still Rocky at the end of the day.
And I'll definitely have to make sure I secure that, make sure that I maintain that. That's always been, even before I got married, something that I wanted to make sure I did. And that's why now sometimes when I do demand or ask for certain things or insist on certain things, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. Like my husband is like, you're spoiled. Yup, I'll show him because I'm the queen that makes shit snap, crackle, and pop around here. I do. And the thing is, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. We all are works in progress, but I know I'm damn good at what I do. I know that I'm a good mother. I know I'm a good wife. I know that I'm a good friend. I know that I'm someone who connects people with resources. So that's why at times I don't feel bad when I am selfish. In shout out to C. Anderson. She's a licensed mental health therapist, and she has this slogan that self-care is not selfish. And it's more than just, getting my nails done and getting my hair done, but it's also just having lunch by myself sometimes, saying no. Boundaries. So yeah, but even as a single woman, it's still a lot that you have to deal with, because then you have that pressure of people looking at you like, why you not married and don't have kids yet? And then there's that, but then the men that are out here are trash from what I'm hearing. So I mean, I can't even blame you. And I'm not just saying black men. That's not just black men, y'all. I'm not just saying the black men. I'm just saying men in general, from what I've heard as a married.
They don't want to protect. They don't want to protect. They don't want to provide, but they want submission.
No.
No, I'm getting a puppy.
No, that don't work. No,
absolutely not.
No,
but again, at what point, do we as black women just kind of come together? Because oftentimes we're very divided, and that's an issue, especially when we're trying to empower women, and we're trying to show our young girls how to get to next level. It's always somebody that's hating. It's always somebody that's going to throw shade. But for me personally, I'm accepting that I'm not good at a whole lot of stuff, but I'm good at what I do. So I can't do everything. I don't want to do everything. I'm trying to do everything, and it's not cool. It does not work.
Right, it's overrated. Right.
It's overrated.
Everybody got their lane.
Yeah, so it's important to be able to stay in your lane and understand what your lane is. But it doesn't mean that you cannot unite with other women and just join forces and be really powerful together. Because I think
you do more together. I do more together. Agree. I mean, I absolutely agree. And I am someone who I believe we have everything we need within our network. If you want someone to do your hair, you want someone to do your makeup, if you need an attorney, if you need a photographer, if you need to know the Republic, if you need a realtor, if you need a plumber, all of this stuff is within our network. And so I always try to make sure that I am supporting Black businesses. And that's why on Rocky's Reality, I'm always trying to seek out Black entrepreneurs, people who are making a difference in the community, because I want to dispel that as much as possible. Because definitely there are issues where people compete and hate on each other. But there are so many other people out here who are willing to go to bat for you. When you find your tribe, and a lot of times it's not going to be people you know. And that's something that's Black women, we get our feelings hurt because we like, my friends should be supporting me. I'm one who's like, my friends should be supporting me. But you have to realize sometimes you're going to get that support from a stranger. Sometimes your friends or families are not your target customer. So it exists. But for me, I try not to feed into it, because I have seen so many instances where strangers have come through, or just, again, friends have come through, supporters have come through. So I try to support that narrative of us collaborating as much as possible, because I definitely believe that nothing flows outside of a silo. A silo, it's just stuff stuck in there. Nothing flows outside of a silo. So I believe in, and I think it's an African proverb where you do more together. If you want to go fast, it says go alone. No, if it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. So meaning
Mm-hmm.
And you on point by saying that I can do many things well, but certain things is not my lane. And people will tell you, like, I will call them like, look, I need to pay you to do this. I mean, and they'll be like, well, I can show you. No, I don't want you to show me. I want you to, I'm calling you because you're the expert. And I want you to help me get this done. And I'm willing to shout you out to get so more people
can whatever I gotta do. But
exactly.
I'm not gonna do this one thing. I'm not even about to try to do this one thing.
No. Certain stuff, no. Certain stuff, no. Mm-mm. So, but I want to touch on how we protect ourselves, though, because we talk about how others should be protecting us, how men should be protecting us, but also women as well. I need us to understand it's important to protect ourselves. And that means like drawing boundaries, taking care of mental health, being good, being kind to ourselves, giving ourselves grace. That's for me what it means to protect myself as a Black woman.
And you know what? And I totally agree. But a lot of times that comes with a lot of growth and maturity. To be able to get to that point to where you don't allow people to cross you. Because once upon a time, you know, if this was maybe a couple years ago, I may have been okay with this situation. But today, absolutely not. Because I've grown. I've grown into my womanhood. I accepted who I am as a woman, as a person, as a Black woman. And I have become unapologetic in saying, look, check this out. These are my boundaries. You got one time. I'm sorry. You could apologize. I mean, you could write it in the sky all you want to. But I said what I said. And you can keep your apologies because it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Exactly. So yeah, if Roger has he called to apologize? Has he, you know, has he tried to make any amends? Okay.
Yeah, I apologize. Oh, okay. So I accept your apology. I'll go back, and then you pop off again, and then I'm the dumbass.
You're right.
Right? Okay, you know what? Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. These are my boundaries. You got one time. You got one time to disrespect me. You got one time to pop off on me. See, I was in my feelings last week. Now, I admit I was in my feelings. It was a very emotional thing or whatever. But today, I'm over it. I processed it. And I've moved on from it. And that's why I'm here today. I am in my house. And this is where I will be streaming live from this point on.
Yeah. Right. You just pivot. So, I mean, that's what you have to do sometimes. That's what you have to do sometimes. You have to make that decision that you're not going to move forward in certain relationships. And especially if I'm paying you, ain't no way in hell. And like you said, you're right. It comes with maturity. And I know for me, that's something I'm still working on because I am prone to cut your ass out, especially if you are disrespecting me. So it takes a lot of restraint. And it depends on the situation now. So, of course, like if I'm at my job, I'm not doing that. But it just depends on the space that I'm in. Like you say, you're not about to cross me and think it's okay. It's just, and especially as we do get older and mature, we realize like I don't have to deal with that bullshit. I don't have to deal with your disrespect, even from an employer, even if someone who's paying me. I don't have to deal with that disrespect. We can cut it off. We can cut it off. So, but also I want women as well to protect ourselves, respect ourselves, because sometimes the way we show up is not the best for us as well. So I always believe in like.
Can you talk about that for a little minute, right? Oh yeah, oh honey, yes. Break this down a little bit.
Sometimes, I gotta get ready to hop off now. I mean, I just want to be honest. I feel like women, we definitely have a lot of beef with society, the world, white privilege, men, employers, all of that stuff. But as you said, sometimes as women, we don't support each other in that way that we feel that we should. And then also we are making decisions with being in relationships that are not healthy for us.
Right.
Continuing that romantic relationship where we're not feeling valued, or that friendship where we're not feeling valued. Continuing to go to that job where we're miserable. Eating things that we shouldn't be eating. And I'm speaking to myself because obviously I'm not A1 health, but just being more present in the decisions you're making. Because if you want someone to respect and protect you, you have to respect and protect yourself. So a lot of times for me, that looks like drawing those boundaries, making better choices in what I consume, making better choices. I also what I feed my mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the garbage on social media, you got to filter that out and seek out, things that are going to edify your mind and help you to hone your craft as well. Not following our
Right.
dreams, putting off our dreams, things like that. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
could go on and on in ways that we don't really protect ourselves, that we can do better at, and that we can
Right.
support each other in. Not making petty comments at times. Just it's just different things. I mean, what for you? I mean, you got an idea of what I'm talking about, because obviously that struck something with you. It's like, because we got to be
Yeah.
honest with ourselves. We have to be honest that at times we don't show ourselves the love that we are demanding. So
That's very true. And again, this is something that I had to learn and mature in, that area of just like those boundaries, being unapologetic and saying, this is what I want,
mhm,
either accept it or not.
and being humble and admitting when I've messed up. Like I had to admit to my husband yesterday that I shouldn't have got involved in your business. He was having some issues with he's a graphic designer, and he was having a dispute with a customer, and I put my
Mm-hmm.
3 cents in. And after we had gotten into it about it, I was like, you know what? I apologize. I shouldn't even got it involved. I shouldn't even said shit. And it's like those times where you have to be humble enough to say, you know what? Let me check my
Let
girlfriend.
me check it myself.
Yeah, check yourself like you check your phone. Like you checking your phone all the time. We need to be checking ourselves as well. So, but when we are loving on each other, it's nothing wrong with demanding that others love on us as well and respect us as well. And we're not always talking about physical protection. We talking about protecting my heart, protecting my spirit, my mental health, protecting my energy. That's another
Energy
thing.
is something that, we don't pay attention to too often. Because a lot of times, if you walk into a space and that energy ain't right,
Mhm.
you gotta
I'll be
go.
feeling it. I'll be
You
feeling
gotta
it.
go. You're like,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
And so that's why certain places I'm like, nope, I'm not going. I'm good. That's all. That's that, and that's probably, and we just put a name on it now. But that's what we did. We've been doing for years, where we say, who gonna be there? When somebody asks you, like, you want to go somewhere, you be like, who gonna be there?
Who gonna
Because
be
I'm checking
there?
to see if I want to be bothered, or do I want to deal with, or do I want to behave, or do I want to ever with who's going to be there.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So, Rocky, this was a great conversation. I know you gotta hop off, so we are just
Yeah, I do. I
gonna
appreciated it. I wish we could have went a
thank
full hour, and we'll
you.
have to. I'll have to have you back on the show, or just have me. No,
Okay.
I've never had you on, so I need to have you on Rocky's Reality. I'm back on air
Yes.
the end of
Okay.
October, so I'm thinking around the 21st to the 28th. I'll be back on, and we're going to be back into the swing of things. So,
Are you back
um,
in the studio?
sometimes yes, and sometimes,
Okay.
like you said, at home. So the studio is back
Okay.
open now. So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, I thank you for having me on, and everyone can follow me at Rocky's
Thank you.
Reality. I'm Rocky Harris on Facebook. I appreciate it. Shout out to you, Nikki, for what you're doing, being brave and just doing the damn thing, because like you said, the most important thing is modeling for the young women out here. Um,
Yeah.
that is a lot of what drives me to be that example to my daughter who's 18, to not have her go through, but just have her understand certain things that at 18 I didn't understand. I'm just trying to hip her to things and have those conversations with her and show her that women can have supportive relationships. Show her how to cut off boundaries of people who are. She's already experienced it at school where she says people are showing their true colors, and I'm like, yeah. And I was like, when you all get, and I said that's the test of friendships too. When you go to different environments, as well, you see how people react to you. And I said, it's good that they showed you their true colors now. So now you know to step back, and sometimes you got to find a new tribe. It just is what it is, and that's hard at times.
We're gonna find a lot of tribes over the next years, over the years.
You're right. Yeah, and I'm in my 40s, and I'm still finding tribes, and I was part of a group. Well, not part of a group, but like we was in vogue with somebody. But I had a sister circle for several years. And it's like now I'm in the process of finding a new tribe because I thought they were my tribe, and they were for a period of time, but sometimes you outgrow the tribe or the tribe outgrows you, and you got to move on to the next tribe that is appropriate for that season in your life. So, yeah.
But that's all a part of evolving.
Yep. Which women do. I love it.
And we do. We evolve, y'all. So we are going to hop off, y'all. Y'all can continue to follow me. I will be here every Thursday. I'm not going to change the time or the day. Every Thursday at 5 o'clock, I will be on here like it ain't never stopped. So you can follow me on YouTube at Ivy Nicole. It's the same as my Facebook name. So
I love it. Thanks for having me, Ivy Nicole. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming in.
Anytime.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of my favorite topics, the Black woman.
Stand for the Black woman.
Okay. I love wearing this. I love wearing this shirt in public and going to the whitest suburbs I can. Walking in there saying it with my chest like, I love it.
What else though?
I love it. I dare you to side eye me too. I love it. I love that. I don't want to say antagonizing. Well, I guess it is. White folks, I just love it. I love as a Black woman just coming and bringing my presence in the room like, bam, I'm here. Bam.
I'm here.
Ancestors manifested through me. Okay.
Right. Like that's bossy.
Yep.
Real bossy. So everybody make sure y'all follow Rocky because she real. She gets real for real.
If nothing else. Thank you.
She gets real for real.
But thank you, Ivy. I'm gonna hop off here so I can go. Yeah, I'm a mommy as well. So let me go run my son to football practice, and then later on I'm meeting up with some of my part of my tribe to go to drag queen bingo. So I'm looking forward to that.
That sounds fun. Yeah. All right. I am about to log off, y'all. So bye.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, you too.